Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to discuss one of the most important tools available in constitutional law, which are writs. Writs are powerful orders from the court that enforce fundamental rights and ensure justice when other remedies might fall short. They are essential in upholding the rule of law, and understanding them is crucial for everyone interested in the legal framework of our country. In today's video, I'm going to discuss writ of habeas corpus. The introduction of writ of habeas corpus, its purpose, legal implications, and other notable case laws where this writ has been applied. After this, I will discuss writ of mandamus, certiorari, prohibition, and finally the writ of quo warranto. Whether you are a law student, a legal professional, or simply someone interested in understanding your rights, this video will clear your understanding of how each writ functions to safeguard constitutional freedoms. In today's video, I am focusing on one of the most fundamental protections against unlawful detention, the writ of habeas corpus. Habeas corpus means you shall have the body, reflecting its purpose to ensure that no one is deprived of liberty without just cause. It's a vital legal safeguard against wrongful imprisonment, protecting individual freedom and preventing state abuse of power. Let's have a look at the background of habeas corpus. The origins of the writ of habeas corpus trace back centuries, primarily to English common law, where it emerged as a response to the arbitrary detention practices. By the 17th century, habeas corpus had become entrenched in English law, notably after the Habeas Corpus Act of 1679, which codified protections against wrongful imprisonment. Over time, as British law influenced other legal systems, this principle of freedom from unlawful detention was incorporated into many democratic constitutions, including Pakistan's. In Pakistan, habeas corpus is embedded in the constitutional framework under Article 199. The courts are empowered to issue this writ when any person's right to liberty is unlawfully restricted. This protection reinforces the constitutional guarantee of fundamental rights, a cornerstone of justice in Pakistan's legal system. At its core, the writ of habeas corpus serves as a dual purpose. It acts as a tool for protecting individual liberty and as a check against unlawful detention by state authorities. When a person is detained, a petition for habeas corpus can be filed by the detained individual or anyone acting on their behalf. Upon receiving the petition, the court directs the custodian to present the detainee in court and justify the detention. If the custodian fails to provide the lawful reason, the court orders the detainee's immediate release. This writ thereby ensures that no one is detained without clear legal grounds, upholding the constitutional rights to freedom. In Pakistan, the writ of habeas corpus is often used in cases where individuals are detained without due process. When a family member suspects that their loved one has been detained unlawfully, they can file a habeas corpus petition in the relevant High Court. Here I would like to discuss the process of filing this writ. First of all, the writ is filed. The petitioner files a habeas corpus application in the relevant High Court detailing the circumstances of the alleged detention and identifying the person or authority believed to be holding the detainee. The court reviews the application and if it finds sufficient grounds, issues a habeas corpus writ summoning the custodian to produce the detainee and justify the detention. Court, court during the hearing the examines the legality of the detention. The custodian is required to present valid logical grounds for holding the detainee, such as warrant or court order. If the court finds that detention is unlawful, it orders the immediate release of the detainee. If the detention is justified under legal provisions, the court may decide to uphold the detention. Let's have a look at the important case laws relating to writ of habeas corpus. First case is that of former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto versus Federation of Pakistan, 1988. Former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto was placed under house arrest during a politically charged time. Bhutto challenged her detention through a habeas corpus petition, arguing that her house arrest was unlawful and that it violated her constitutional rights. The court ruled in favor of Mrs. Bhutto, holding that her detention was illegal and ordering her release. The court emphasized that habeas corpus serves as a fundamental check on executive power, especially in politically sensitive cases. This ruling reinforced the principle that no person, regardless of their political status, could be detained arbitrarily or without proper cause. The case also highlighted the judiciary's role in upholding personal liberty and preventing misuse of executive authority during times of political instability. The second case law is that of Asma Jilani versus Government of Punjab. Asma Jilani, the daughter of a prominent lawyer, filed a habeas corpus petition challenging the detention of her father, Malak Ghulam Jilani, who had been imprisoned without trial under martial law. Her petition argued that martial law authorities lacked the legal authority to detain individuals without due process. The Supreme Court ruled that detention of Mullah Ghulam Jilani was unlawful, declaring the martial law regulations under which he was detained unconstitutional. This landmark decision reasserted the judiciary's independence and the supremacy of the constitutional rights over martial law. The Asma Jilani case established that even during emergencies, fundamental rights, as that of personal liberty, cannot be disregarded, underscoring the judiciary's role in checking executive overreach and in reinforcing the rule of law. Next case law is the Shaila Zia and others versus Vapada. Shaila Zia filed a petition against the Water and Power Development Authority, objecting to construction of a grid station near the residential area. They argued that the grid station posed health risks and infringed on their right to life under Article 9 of the Constitution. Actually, this case was not a typical habeas corpus petition. However, the court interpreted Article 9, which is the right to life, broadly, linking it to concept of freedom from undue health risks and environmental harm. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of the petitioner, expanding the interpretation of the right to life. The case set a precedent for habeas corpus by interpreting freedom as freedom from health risks, thus broadening the scope of Article 9. This case is often cited in habeas corpus cases to emphasize a broader concept of freedom encompassing health and environmental well-being. Next case law is Ikramullah Khan versus Federation of Pakistan. Ikramullah Khan was detained without formal charges under suspicion of terrorism. His family filed a habeas corpus petition arguing that his detention was illegal as he was not informed of the charges nor produced before a magistrate. Legal issue was the legality of the detention without notifying the detainee of the charges as required by Article 10 of the Constitution. The Peshawar High Court found that detention was illegal, stating failing to inform detainees of charges was a violation of procedural safeguards and ordered release of Ikramullah Khan. This case reaffirmed the need for strict adherence to procedural safeguards under Article 10 and emphasized judicial scrutiny of arbitrary detentions, particularly in terrorism cases. Next case law is Shehbaz Sharif versus Naib. The incumbent Prime Minister, Mr. Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif, was detained by National Accountability Bureau on corruption charges. He filed a habeas corpus petition alleging that his detention was politically motivated and procedurally flawed. Legal issue was that whether the detention by NAB was arbitrary or politically motivated. The court ordered release of Mr. Sharif, finding that detention lacked transparency and procedural fairness, especially concerning due process rights. This case underscored the importance of procedural safeguards in NAB cases, particularly when dealing with high-profile figures. Next, there is most important case, which is of enforced disappearances and missing person cases. In recent years, habeas corpus writ have been filed in cases involving enforced disappearances. Families of missing persons frequently file petitions in courts alleging that their loved ones have been detained without legal grounds, often by security agencies or law enforcement under the guise of national security. The judiciary has taken an active stance in the case of enforced disappearances, directing the relevant authorities to account for missing persons and, in some cases, ordering their release. These rulings underscore the writ of habeas corpus as a tool for accountability, pushing the state to respect individual liberty even under complex circumstances like counterterrorism. These cases highlight the judiciary's commitment to uphold the right to life and liberty, bringing transparency and accountability to situations often cloaked in secrecy. The writ of habeas corpus is indispensable in a democratic society. Its purpose is not only to ensure individual liberty but to hold the state accountable. By empowering citizens to challenge unlawful detention, habeas corpus serves as a direct check on the abuse of executive power. This is particularly crucial in Pakistan, where preventive detention has occasionally been misused for political and other purposes. Moreover, habeas corpus is an accessible tool. Anyone can file the writ on behalf of a detained person, regardless of their relationship. This inclusivity strengthens the writ's role as a universal safeguard of personal liberty, ensuring that the right to challenge detention is not restricted to detainee alone. At the end, I would say the writ of habeas corpus is a foundational element of any justice system that values freedom and fairness. In Pakistan, it serves as a powerful legal remedy against unlawful detention, upholding the constitutional promise to protect individual rights. This writ ensures that even the most powerful institutions are accountable to the rule of law, a principle essential for democracy. In the next video, I will discuss the writ of mandamus, another crucial constitutional tool that compels public officials to fulfill their legal duties. Thank you for watching this video.